Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. This is a reading, I post these readings on a Sunday every week where we ask for an immediate message, immediate guidance, and we look at the week ahead. It can very often be a time-sensitive message. Now, they are timeless, so if you are finding that maybe none of these cards or runes or charms are speaking to you, you can always go onto the homepage and check out all of these readings with immediate guidance and find the one that's speaking to you today. I know for many of you, they really are resonating on a weekly basis, and I'm very, very honoured to have you tuning in every week. Thank you, beautiful souls. You're really appreciated. It really is a privilege to read for you. So when you are tuning in with the piles, my beautiful souls, just sit with anything actually that's uppermost in your mind. If you're not sure where you're at, or you're needing immediate guidance about something specific, sit with that in your mind. You may already just at first glance think that reading or that reading is speaking to me. It could be the card, it could be the runes, it could be the charm, but I always think just trust and feel your way through. Sometimes it can be more than one reading, and sometimes even all three. But I always tune into the energy of the moment, and I always ask in my preparations for the readings to reach those that need to hear them today or in the moment that you find them. So, wonderful souls, let us, or let me show you the cards in more detail. I'm going to bring them up to the camera. So pile one today, we have the card of Horse Freedom. This is for pile one. And what we also have with pile one, I was really heard very loud and clear to have two runes for each. We have the rune of Wunjo, Joy. We have Hagalas, which is a rune sometimes known as Disruption or the Great Awakener. You also have a four-leaf clover, that beautiful lucky four-leaf clover. So that is pile one. Okay. We have for pile two, we have got the card of the Bear, Caring. This is the card of the Bear. We have the runes of the Spiritual Warrior. This is Tewaz. We have Sewello, the rune of Wholeness. And we also have a star. So that is for pile two. Now pile three, we have the card of Giraffe Heart. Beautiful energy. So we have Giraffe Heart for pile three. We have the rune of Gibo. This is partnership, sometimes known as the rune of gift. We also have the rune here of Fehu. Now Fehu is the rune of nourishment, possessions. And you have the rune of the rabbit. This is a little rabbit. I have to put it that way around because it comes out, this little, not a rune, little charm. It comes out looking as though it's literally kind of peeping out of its hole. Okay, so that's the little charm of the rabbit. So beautiful souls, these are the runes, the charms, the cards for this week. I'm going to now leave the video running a few moments longer for anyone that just wants to sit with them to align with the energy before you choose. I will see you in the readings in just a moment. The timestamps are in the description box and I will put them in a comment too. Beautiful souls, thank you once again for being here and supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Pile one, welcome, beautiful souls, to your reading today. Now, if you're watching this as I'm uploading it, we have just passed the very major turning point of the solstice. So in the northern hemisphere it's the summer solstice, in the southern hemisphere the winter solstice. So really big energy around, also around a full moon as well. So I actually feel like this is a lifting of something for you. Literally, that sense of freedom, liberation, empowerment is coming through here. Now, this may already be happening, or it may be about to. But what I feel that we're seeing here is something that has been feeling as if it's been almost getting to the point of being unbearable, actually, with Hagalaz disruption. Something that has felt weighted, heavy, unbearable. It's kind of like luck is on your side. You know, if you're on a journey and you desperately want to get there on time, and every traffic light goes red, and it's all just, and then you get stuck behind, I don't know, a big tractor or something like that, and then there are roadworks, and there's something that has got an energy of feeling like it has been heavy, and this is about to change. It's like suddenly every light goes green, and a tractor that's in front of you pulls over to let you go past rather than holding up the traffic. It's got this sense of things moving forwards, liberation, freedom, release from something. This is what's really coming through here with the rune of joy as well. It's got that lifting energy. So this feels like a great week for you, or certainly at this point, but let me not say too much. Let's do the rest of your reading. So let me draw some cards here for you. What's happening this week? What do we need to know? We have the threshold. Yeah, look at that. Doorway opening for you. How interesting. Seridwen, the initiator. Okay, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And Macha, strength and endurance. Okay. Okay, very, very, very interesting cards. Now, let me place this pack down. So, yeah, you are on the threshold of something new, something that has not been acceptable, really not been acceptable, is coming to an end. What is interesting is you have initiated it. This was the change, the transformation has been initiated by you. Now, you're not there yet. It's not like a da-da, here it is. There is a sense of freedom around it. There is a sense of a new dawn coming. And I think there is coming into your world already a sense of liberation and empowerment, I would add. However, it's sort of got to work its way through. I think you've initiated something. Some of you may have taken a stand over something, literally stood your ground, or had a voice when previously you haven't. But luck is on your side with this four-leaf clover. I'll reinforce that in a really personal way, beautiful souls. In fact, let me just press the pause button. You won't experience a pause. Okay, so you won't have experienced a pause. I just pressed the pause button, but I wish to tell you this story because it's totally present and now. Yesterday, when I was out walking, I found this and I've pressed it. It should be drying out nicely because it's very warm here. Yeah, look at this. You can see it's still very fresh, very green. I literally found this four-leaf clover yesterday. Now, clearly, whenever we find a four-leaf clover, there is an element of a gift to us ourselves, and I am profoundly grateful for this. But I found this four-leaf clover as I was walking, and I was thinking about this community. I was thinking about the Moon Magic YouTube community. I do hold you in my prayers. I do think of you. I do ask and request that challenges that you may be going through can be resolved in the best possible way and with the highest good for everyone. I hold you all in my prayers. It is there. It is part of my daily meditation. You are part of my daily meditation. I read your comments. I can't respond to them all. There are too many, but and thank you that there are so many. I love that you share your stories. But my beautiful souls, I do think of you, and I was literally thinking of you when I looked down and there was this four-leaf clover. So I just felt it was so relevant to bring this into the reading, particularly because I'm seeing you overcoming something here. something that you personally, you've initiated the change. You've either stood your ground, or you've been prepared to say, do you know what, I'm not staying in this dark place. If any of you have been suffering from depression or any kind of challenge, it's like taking that first step. It would be like reaching out and saying, do you know what, I'm going to contact a therapist. I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to take charge of it. And I feel that the initiation of whatever you have initiated from a place of something that has been hard to tolerate, something you've sort of felt like some of you have been pushed into. Very interesting, we have another horse here, horse freedom. Now the story of Maka, she was actually, I believe, a fairy sort of goddess, and an earth man fell in love with her, and she said, you know, she had an affinity with animals, particularly horses. She could outrun any horse. Her energy, her vitality was so amazing, and she actually said, you know, I will come away from the fairy realm and I will live with you as man and wife, but you must never reveal my identity. And her husband got very ego-y about her incredible gift that she could run with the horses and run not just as fast but even faster. And because he boasted so much about this was revealed to, I think, like the local king or something, and he forced her to race against one of his horses, and she was with child, and she died. Apparently this is the story. So this is about facing some form of oppression. What I see in this position here, because this card indicates that you're having to face some form of oppression or some form of restriction, I think you've already faced it. I think you've initiated something, whether you've done it quietly or you have done it you know, in a big way. You have taken an action that is opening a gateway and a doorway to the light, to your own empowerment and to your own freedom. And I believe this clover was found not just for me, but also for you. There's always an element that's personal, but I was thinking of you, so I really feel it's to do with this community. So good luck is coming to you, and I'm keeping this in your reading. It is yours, and I will hold it for all of us, but it is there collectively for you all. Okay, we have expansion. Look at this energy, this breaking out of something, pushing away restrictions. Educate your mind and senses. This is you literally pushing yourself out or pushing away something that is not okay. It's like a rebirth. What else do we have here for you, my beautiful souls? May we have additional information. I want to find out as well. We'll draw tarot cards to see how this week is panning out, but may we have additional guidance, additional information that's not feeling right. May we have additional guidance. I feel there is a gentleness needed. That is your card. Okay, her joy renders the impossible task possible. You have the rune of joy. You could not write this, could you? How spectacular. Okay, beautiful souls, this is magic. I think you know you're on a winner. I think you know it's like you've initiated something and it's like you've bet on the right horse. You know when you just take a chance on something, or you decide to do something and you just know it's going to come in for you. This one's coming in for you. Whatever you've initiated, it is right. And you have done the right thing, and it will, I'm seeing so much energy here that is saying to you, you know, the new dawn is coming. You've done what's right. There's a validation that whatever you've initiated was completely the right thing to do. If you've challenged someone, or you've challenged yourself, or you've opened a door, or you've reached out when you're someone who would never reach out, you did the right thing. You are breaking free from something that has been holding you back, cramping your style, limiting your horizons, oppressing you, not making you feel all right, and way to go. I feel your spirit team are giving you the biggest thumbs up ever. So this is amazing. Okay, let's draw tarot cards and see what else we are shown. May we ask for some advice, some guidance, or let's ask for advice and guidance first of all, perhaps. Actually seeing these cards here. So we have the Star, Seven of Swords, and the Hierophant. Right, really clear guidance on this one. Let me move our beautiful four-leaf clover along. Okay, so now, beautiful, beautiful souls. So do not go back on whatever you've initiated. Hold your course. Look at this person with two swords in the air. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm walking away. I'm not involved. I'm not prepared to be involved in this conflict. I'm not prepared to tolerate this any longer. Stand your ground. You know that you have initiated a pathway of light, of hope. This is actually going to be the best outcome for everyone. Because if somebody is treating you badly, it doesn't do them any good to be allowed to continue. Hold your ground, as it were. Continue on your pathway. Do not back down. This is the advice and guidance here. The Hierophant, make a commitment to whatever you've initiated and see it through. And if this is a don't back down from yourself, if you made a decision to reach out, don't make an excuse or find a reason to retreat. Reach out and keep going. Absolutely. Make that commitment. The Hierophant is an energy of higher guidance, but I always feel it is about making a commitment to something. Slow and steady progress. We have a bull here. Slow, steady progress will be achieved. And I see in this card, can you see that there are star constellations? There are signs. Make sure that that you stay on track. The stars are with you. This card is really telling me that the planets are aligning to support you. Literally, the stars are aligning for you. This is a pathway to hope. This is a pathway to the new dawn, to joy. And her joy renders the impossible task possible. You are going to be so elated about this scenario when you get there that honestly, this is what you need to keep in mind. The hope, the joy, the freedom, the liberation, and keep going. Do not go back. Let's ask about the coming week. Let's draw more cards and ask what's the heads. Can we have the heads up for the coming week? So we have the Page of Swords. We have the Ace of Chalices. We have the Devil. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Super good. Okay. Right. So what I'm seeing in your week ahead here, my beautiful souls, is it's going to feel a little bit like you're on a bit of a precipice, I think, initially. Because you've initiated something and I think it's taken you out of your comfort zone. So it will feel a bit wibbly wobbly, but it is creating a new beginning. And so we're already receiving guidance that says don't go back, keep going, just keep going, stay on course. And this really has initiated something that is fresh, new and valuable. It is a positive, loving outcome for everyone. It is full of hope. So what you've done is right. The initiation, whatever you've initiated, whatever you've reached out to, it's exactly the right thing to do. It will enable you to cut cords, to find your way out of potentially a situation perhaps where some of you can't see the woods for the trees. And we're seeing a real positive outcome in the Ten of Pentacles. What I think you're going to see in the week ahead is sort of initially you may feel that wobble, but stay firm, stay on track with yourself or with others. I think you'll see a turnaround pretty quickly. Actually, if somebody has been treating you badly, they might actually back down. You might find that there is a turnaround because you've sort of held someone to account perhaps, or just said, I'm not doing that anymore. You'll see a shift in their energy. And I think, with the Ten of Pentacles, I always feel like this is the lottery win of the tarot, really, in a way. It's the happy families. So we're seeing unity in something. Now, whether this is just unity within yourself or unity within a situation where the outcome comes that is really positive, moving from a sort of a dark place to and a place of challenge to a place where there is a sense of fulfillment, acceptance, joy, back to joy again. So interestingly enough, whatever you have initiated, I think you're going to see a fast turnaround, fast results, and in a really good way. You'll probably actually look back and wish, you know, or wonder, why on earth didn't I do that sooner? Why didn't I challenge this situation sooner? Why didn't I reach out sooner? But it doesn't really matter. You've reached out now. The timing is right now. The timing is always right. There was probably something else you needed to learn along the way. Luck is with you, beautiful souls. I think, aside from the fact that there may initially be a little bit of a wobble for you, I think this is going to be a stunning week for you with a significant turnaround. And that real sense of joy, elation, something you thought was impossible is possible. And way to go, beautiful souls. You created this. You initiated it. You made it happen. Big respect to you, beautiful souls. I am cheering you on. I feel like I'm one of those cheerleaders. I need one of those woo kind of machines that you rattle and wave around a lot. But I'll just sit quietly with my 4-leaf clover and think of you all and continue to hold you in my prayers. Beautiful souls, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous reading, and I think a well-deserved turnaround for you and a very big shift. So thank you, because every time each of us individually shifts, we actually benefit the collective, you know, the greater collective humanity, actually, by upholding something that is right. So big respect to you. Tons of love. I'm sending you the biggest hugs ever. Thank you for liking, sharing, for commenting, for giving back through the super thanks in the comments. You are all so appreciated. If you want to make sure you never miss a reading, especially these Sunday readings, or I always post other readings with that ask very specific questions and some extras as well. If you want to make sure you never miss a reading, subscribe and press the little bell icon. Pile 1, tons of love, and I hope to see you again for some other readings really soon. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to today's readings, beautiful souls. Now, you have the energy of the bear, which I always connect into the west direction of a medicine wheel, a place of hibernation, of retreat and contemplation. What is very interesting though here, we have the rune of the spiritual warrior, Tewaz, and you have Sewello, the rune of wholeness. This is a very decisive kind of energy. It's very clear cut. It's very, let's take action now. Let's be discerning. Let's make a decision. I feel that you are needing to take a course of action. I think that maybe you have been reviewing or evaluating. Trying to do the right thing is coming through here. I think you've been a superstar, actually. Trying to do the right thing in a situation, but I think some decisive action is needed, and there's possibly actually only one way to go with Sewello. Let's not dive into any more. Let's ask for immediate guidance, see what we're shown in your reading, and perhaps look at the week ahead as well. So I'm seeing this card, Ms. Divine, or Mish, I believe it's pronounced, Mish, Divine Madness. I'm seeing this card, Temptation. Okay, and then we have Maka. This came out in pile 1, Strength and Endurance. If you were drawn to pile 1 as well, beautiful souls, it may well be that there is an important message for you there. Okay. These are very powerful cards. I think there is a decision, a choice in front of you. It's very tempting, actually, to either, it's been very, I think basically you're trying to do the right thing. It's been very tempting to stay with something. There's something quite seductive. There's something quite seductive around you, but it's actually not that good for you. I've got to say how it is. There's something quite seductive, but it's not actually in your, there's something that isn't actually necessarily in your best interests. I think it could be quite challenging if you were to commit to it. Okay. Now, I'm going to need to draw more cards around this because that's quite a big message to deliver. If there's something in front of you that you really think looks good on the tin. Lead the way, light your own path. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, and what else do we have? Okay. Fearless. Okay. Yeah. This is about you following the path that's right for you, as opposed to being sort of almost seduced into following something that actually is about somebody else's better interests. There's a situation around you that you're needing to navigate. Now, you've been a superstar and you are a deeply caring person. And you're somebody who's also, you've experienced the university of life. You've had some pretty big shit in your life to deal with, and it's made you who you are. You've had to withdraw, you've had to pick up the pieces, you've had to attend to your wounds. You have really, really done some deep diving in your life, and it's made you an incredibly caring, empathic person, because you know what it's like to go through big stuff, okay? You haven't had the easiest of lives. That's what's being shown to me here. It's made you who you are. You've travelled into some deep, dark places within yourself, and you've processed some big stuff in your life. It has made you the most amazing you. However, something is in front of you. There's a choice that you need to make, a decision, or you're going to be called to make a decision fairly imminently. That's what this reading is suggesting. And I feel that this will be a scenario where it's one of those situations where, do you put somebody else's desires and best interests first, or do you actually trust your intuition and put your own first? There may even be anxiety that you're seen to be a non-caring person if you don't support the other person, or you don't go with what they want. But actually, everything in this reading is saying, look, even if it looks good on the tin, you know, almost don't let your caring nature be taken advantage of. Don't let your caring nature sway you into feeling that something is really okay when it isn't, or going down a particular pathway when that would not be the right path for you. I feel like there's a situation where kindness needs to be really understood. Okay, as in, kindness sometimes means that we say no because that's the right thing to do, as opposed to the kindness where we kindness isn't necessarily always soft and fluffy. Sometimes kindness is really firm. It's kind of like a child throwing their toys out of the pram because they want their sweets at the checkout. You know, there's a row of sweets as you're queuing up to pay for your goods. And, you know, what do? Do you give in and let them have the sweets when actually you know that's not really good? Or do you actually firmly say no, and you've kind of got to endure the tantrum, but it's actually you're being kind to that little person, because you're building strong boundaries. You're teaching them about their health and well-being. Sometimes no is the kindest thing to say. And that's what this reading is feeling like for me. Lead your own way, light the path. Light your own path. Lead the way, light your own path. And be fearless about this. Be bold, be fearless, be decisive. Let's get more cards. Could we have guidance about this situation? Information and guidance. May we please ask for information and guidance for pile 2. So we have 6 of Swords and the Empress. Okay. We have, okay, the Magician and the 2 of Swords. Okay, let's move these along. Right. How interesting. In no uncertain terms, this reading is suggesting that you are bold, you are fearless, and that you do this is potentially about sort of like saying no to something. It would be very tempting. So somebody could even like throw a guilt trip at you. And it would be like saying, oh, well, you know, you're such an unfeeling person, or you're so not caring. And it taps into you because you know how difficult it is when people let you down and you get hurt. And you're almost being accused of doing this, but you're not. You're being kind. You're being firm. You're offering kindness because you're offering clear boundaries here. Lead the way, light your own path, be fearless about this. There's a bridge to cross, so there is a decision that has to be made here. Even if you go into your cave a little bit to think about it, there is a decision to be made. Now, you don't have to rush to make this decision. If you feel, in fact, if you're under pressure, that's a clear indication to just say no. You know, actually just close the door. Excuse me, in my library, beautiful souls, I have for anyone new to the channel, I worked as a therapist, a psychotherapist, a counsellor for a long time anyway. I had a major practice for years and years and years, decades literally. And I have an online library which is full of audios and videos that help with emotional health, psychology, all sorts of information, conversations. Now there is in there, and I'm struggling to remember the name of it, but you'll recognize it. There's a little section in there which is almost like a mini lesson of videos where I teach you how to have challenging conversations and hold your own. Basically, it's a mini lesson in communication. I think that's part of the name of it. It's so long since I've actually gone straight into the content of the library because I built it years ago. It's a free resource. It's completely free, always will be. Membership's free, so just sign up if you wish to. It's the A to Z of emotional health. The link is in the description box below. I always put it there, but I'll put it at the top for you guys. And basically it's like it's like dealing with difficult conversations, and there's real conversational skills in there in terms of handling people who might throw a guilt trip at you or put you on the spot or try to maneuver you into doing something that they want you to do when you want to say no. It is all about communication skills. I'll go into the library, I'll look it up, I'll find the title for you of the chapter within that library, that online library, and I will put a link to the library. So I will mental note to myself, I'll do that. In fact, I'm going to press the pause button and write it down so I don't forget. Right, I've written it down. It's only that by the time I move on and get into pile 3, you know, when I'm in a reading, I'm in the reading. I'm you know, channeling what's here. So I then disconnect in order to be in the next reading. So it's important that I make a note of it. So all done, and I'll make sure that's there for you. So the situation you're in is going to flourish. You know, we have the Empress. This is a card of abundance, really. And we also have the Magician. I think in this instance, this is sort of saying, look, this is a situation that you may have to sort of nurture. You know, you're needing to hold your ground, be really clear, but nurture it and navigate it in a way that I think, I'm going to say, avoids direct conflict with the Two of Swords. And this is where that, honestly, that little section of the library could be really, really helpful to some of you. You know, for some it won't be relevant, but for some of you truly it will be, because it really is a mini course in learning how to handle conversations with difficult people or people who are pushing you into something. I feel it's really important that you hold your ground, that the caring side of you isn't abused. As it were, or taken advantage of. And so, you know, there are so many skills in there. Like, you know, if someone puts you on the spot, you just say, oh, this is such an important thing to do, such an important decision to make. I'm going to take some time out and reflect on this. Like, I'm going to go into my cave and reflect on this, and I'll come back to you. So you don't let anyone put you on the spot. And if someone's pushing, you sort of can say, look, maybe you haven't heard me. I'm really honouring how important this decision is, and I'm going to take my time. But, you know, I'll be in touch as soon as I've worked out what I think I'm going to do. There's skills in there to help you to press the pause button, to help you to hold your own, because that is what I think you need to do here. And we have the card of the Magician. I think you need to actually navigate this in a way that is absolutely right for you. I think there's a concern that this will create conflict, or indeed that there is already a conflict. You're concerned about a conflict of interest. But if there is a conflict of interest, you need to look after yourself in this instance. You know, it's really, really clear, and find a way of navigating this, of staying on course, you know, not be swayed really here. Let's look at information. Let's get guidance about literally the week ahead. Can we have information and guidance for the week ahead? How is the week panning out? So we have the Nine of Chalices. So I'm seeing you here at this sort of gateway, really, this point where you are needing to evaluate and review. Look at the different opportunities, the different choices. But, you know, as long as you are singing from the heart, this is truly, honestly going to work out for you. And I think you are someone who does sing through the heart with Mish. Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is actually going to move forwards quite quickly. That's great. I think once you decide what you do in the name of love, in the name of balance, in the name of what you know is the right way forward, I think the moment you are really, really clear, I just think that the universe is going to support you. Eight of Wands is a fast moving energy. The card is going to move forwards for you. We have the High Priestess. I'm seeing you walking potentially away from something here. Okay. You're certainly choosing not to be embroiled in a conflict. And King of Wands. I'm seeing you significantly empowered. Okay. I think this is possibly for you, beautiful souls, not the easiest of all of scenarios. But you're a superstar, you really are. You act in the best interests of all parties. That's just part of who you are. I think you have honour, you have integrity, you know what it's like for things to not be okay. And therefore, in many ways, leaning into what is right is second nature to you. The challenge is more that somebody is around who would sort of try and tempt you or coerce you. I mean, for some it won't be a coercion, it'll just be someone tempting you and saying, but look at this, it's all glitzy and starry and wonderful, why don't you want to join me? And you'll be like, actually that's not for me, that's not right for me. But for others there is a circumstance where someone is basically what's being presented isn't really the best, in your best interest, even if someone tries to present it in that way. What we see this week, beautiful souls, is I think you being fully aware of this, actually. I hope this reading has helped to reinforce what you actually already know with Sewello and the spiritual warrior rune. Sewello, the path you must follow, the pathway of wholeness. I think wholeheartedly, you know, with all of your being, I think you do know the right direction. It's just that it's been a difficult choice, but you kind of know. So I think on that basis, really, things will move forwards. I'm seeing you making a very clear choice to walk the pathway of what is right. For some of you, you may actually genuinely leave something behind because you just know intuitively it's the right thing to do. But whatever we do, I'm seeing within this week you really achieving a sense of empowerment, crossing this bridge. You know, there's that saying, isn't it? You know, we won't cross that bridge till we get there. Well, I feel you've got there and you now need to cross the bridge. It might be something you have put off or wondered about or tried to find the best solution. It's now time to do this, and it's right to do it. And I'm seeing a great deal of empowerment here for you. I really, really am, my beautiful pile too. Wow, it'd be exciting to do the readings next week and see how things have shifted and moved on. At the time of doing this reading, it is we're just past the solstice, and we're in the energy of a full moon as well. So very powerful times in terms of transformation and shift and change. I mean, wow, this is really epic. And if you're watching this at any time, because it's a timeless reading, then you know I'm seeing that real shift and move forwards of something in the best possible way. Pile 2, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. You are absolutely amazing. You are an incredible person. I think you've been through a lot to become an incredible person, and my hat goes off to you. Don't forget to use the library if it is helpful to you, beautiful souls. I have made a note to myself, so I will make sure that I actually put the title of that chapter, that area of the library in there for you, so you can find it and locate it. I think it's called non-defensive communication, actually. But anyway, I will double check that. Pile 2, thank you so much for commenting, for all of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments, for liking and sharing, and also for subscribing. It really does help the channel. And if you want to make sure that you never miss a reading, either these on Sundays, which are giving weekly guidance, or any other readings that I post in the week. I usually post on a Tuesday and a Friday with other questions and shorts as well. If you subscribe and press the little bell icon, everything should come into your stream. Tons of love, Pile 2. Have an amazingly empowered week. Pile 3, welcome to today's reading. Beautiful souls, it's wonderful to be connecting with you. Your reading has a really delightful energy about it. I just have to voice this right from the start, literally right from the get-go. So I love the way this giraffe, it's like it's peering its head through, and that's exactly what this rabbit does. Can you see that, the way the charm works? It's like it's just peeping out from between my fingers. It's like it's just coming out of its little rabbit hole. And I feel there's something really inquisitive and curious going on. So maybe something coming into you that is either opening your heart and you're tentatively checking it out. Gibo is the rune of partnership, so it can indicate relationship. It's also the rune of a gift, something being given to you, which is interesting because the rune of possessions, nourishment, Fehu, is also a rune of unexpected rewards, gifts, surprises coming into you. It's the rune of ambition satisfied, something that we want, arriving, emerging, happening. And giraffe is the card of the heart. So I do feel there's a very joyous, beautiful, delightful energy of something potentially about to arrive or emerge. I sort of feel like you're just having a little look at it and thinking, wow, is this possible? Is this too good to be true? This looks rather delightful. Can I possibly, you know, tentatively invest or have this, or will it come to me? That there's just a tingling, lovely energy. Let's draw more cards though before we say any more. You have Mish, Divine Madness. Now this came out in pile 2. So if this reading, if reading 2 was calling to you, it may have a message for you there. Okay, we have the well, source of life. Yeah, this is something new arriving. Okay, this is beautiful. We have rooted. Oh wow. Look at the, I just want to say, look at the joy of this card. This beautiful tree figure roots into the ground with animals nesting, and as if there are fairy lights. I don't even know whether that could be like lit up cobwebs, but lit by starlight, by the moon. Wow, rooted. What a beautiful, beautiful energy coming into your reading, pile 3. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to say, I do feel this possibly has connection to relationships. Now, it may be that this connects not to intimate relationships for some of you, but to friendships and groups of people. But for some of you, it will be about love. It will be about matters of the heart. But it's, let's face it, it's in our relationships with all people, whether it's families, friends, communities, lovers, partners. It's in our relationships that we often get hurt the most. It's the space where we often need to recover the most, actually. Now, I feel something is coming into your world that is going to, I don't know, bring you alive again, or something very magical where you almost, it's like you're peeping out of that rabbit hole, or looking, the giraffe looking so with curiosity. I was going to say incuriously, I don't think there's such a word, with just curiously looking. There's an incredibleness about it. Incredulity is a word, isn't it? Like where you can't quite believe it's real. I feel like you have been through a lot. I said this in pile 2 with this card. This card tells me that you have been through some big stuff in your life. And with Gibo, the rune of partnership, relationships, I think you've possibly been let down by people, whether it's friends, lovers, family, by people. I think you've had some big stuff to deal with, some big heartbreaks. This is something that is coming to you that I think has the potential strength to have longevity, to grow, to put down roots, I'm not suggesting this is where you permanently sit, but it could be. Now this is also a willow tree. This looks to me like a weeping willow tree here. If you look closely, you can see the throngs of leaves flowing down. Weeping willow trees are associated with mourning, with grieving. Willows are naturally associated with emotion. So yeah, I feel that, my beautiful souls, something is changing for you. It's opening up. An unexpected gift, reward, surprise. Something showing up that you just think, oh wow, this is magical. The well, the source of life, card number 1, followed by card number 2. There's a progression here. Something that can heal your broken heart. Something that lifts you, gives you a sense of belief in the future. Let's get more information. What is this about for pile 3? Okay. Lead the way, light your path. How interesting that this stag with the star is lit up in the same way that this tree is lit up. We have a star here, or I don't know whether it is a moon, but it looks to me much more like a star. We have a star here. Something coming in here to show you the way, to light your pathway, to honour your pathway. Perhaps a relationship of some sort, or a tribe of people, but someone or a group of people who really, really honours you for who you are, recognise you, sees you. I think, look at the giraffe lit up, the rabbit peeking out of the hole. I feel like maybe you can actually be seen. I was speaking with a beautiful couple not long ago, and one of the couple just said, for years I felt invisible, unimportant, invisible, and then she said, her partner, I won't use names, but or breach that confidentiality, but she just said, and then my current partner saw me, and she said from then I have felt seen from that day onwards. Really beautiful love between them. Absolutely beautiful love. I feel like there's something like that coming into your world where you are seen, and it can heal the past challenges. I think you're ready for this as well. Her hand gentles the war. How beautiful, yeah. So if you are still struggling internally with hurt, with damage, with stuff that people have said and done to you, I think this is a person, a group of people, a situation or a circumstances that brings healing and gentles. It stops that inner turmoil. It stops that inner belief that somehow you're always going to be cast out or on your own or never seen. I feel this is coming in to shift this. Something is coming in to shift this. Let's get more information and guidance. What is it that comes in to shift this? May we ask for a greater amount of information. We have the King of Chalices. Okay. We have, I'm seeing this card next. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Seven of Chalices. Okay. Right. Now, if this hasn't yet happened to you, it could be for some of you, it's someone on the horizon and you're just sort of checking them out, or a circumstance on the horizon. But actually, if it hasn't yet happened, I think it is about to. something bringing new life to you, bringing healing. I mean, a holy well always brings healing. I have visited many, many holy wells. They're places where I often see orbs, energy orbs. In fact, what I will do for you, beautiful souls, this is a very personal thing, but right at the end of your reading, I have quite a lot of amazing footage, actually, of photographs, of videos that I've taken of the orbs that I see in the wells. They often show themselves. I find they love singing, actually. I often sing to them, but I will put a tiny, just a teensy snippet of an orb that actually welcomed me as I approached. With great reverence, I always ask when I approach a well if it is, if I'm welcome, if it is okay to enter. You know, we don't just barge in, we always show respect. I mean, you know, and it's no disrespect if any part of nature says, or any sacred space says no. It may just be that it's not the right moment. It's not a reflection on you. But yeah, in this particular place, I had asked for if it was okay to enter, and yeah, I videoed a beautiful orb welcoming that came out and welcomed me. I'll put it just at the end of this reading for you. A beautiful place of great healing. So I feel there is a healing coming to you, and look at the King of Chalices, all this water sweeping in. Now, we know the court cards, those of you that read, you'll know court cards do often represent people. So this could well be, for some of you, someone coming in who has recognized you've been left out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. They've really recognized that you've been pushed out, you've been treated badly. They see that in you. But they also see the aliveness, the passion. They see the dedication with which you have kind of had to stand on your own 2 feet, actually. Light your own path. You've had to light your own path. You've had to look after yourself. You've had to be independent. I think they see you as the remarkable person you are. They recognize that you have had to make really difficult choices, but that you have done so in the name of love, actually. I feel there is a lot of value coming in from somebody, or it could be a group of people. But one way or the other, you could be welcomed by a group of people, a tribe of people, as it were. Literally, you know, if you were traveling and you met people, you could find a community who really, they just have a different way of being. They see you for who you really are. They honor you. And this is what I'm seeing coming here. There's an opportunity for you. It restores your faith, or it heals those wounds. And what I see here is that you can be you. You don't have to hide anything or any of your experiences. You don't have to not acknowledge the life you've had. You have to acknowledge the university of life that has thrown you some pretty tough stuff. You can be you. And I'm seeing you sort of thinking, gosh, can I really come out of this rabbit hole? Can I come out of hiding? Can I really be seen? Will it be okay? Will it be safe? I'm seeing you sort of tentatively checking out the lay of the land. Your reading is actually suggesting that this genuinely is a really powerfully positive person or people who is coming in absolutely to, with complete validation and acknowledgement, the truth of who you are, with absolute love. And it really feels so stunning. This is such a healing, potentially healing experience. I think it's going to feel very fulfilling with nourishment and possessions here with Fehu. Let's draw more cards for the week ahead. How is this panning out? How is this coming in? May I please ask? The Hanged Man. Okay. We have Justice. How interesting. We have the Ace of Swords. This is very interesting. And we have the Star. Okay. Her hand gentles the war. Okay, if there is any conflict around you, beautiful soul, or you've found yourself in conflict, I think you'll find an ally or a community of people who support you, people who will give you the backup, or a person who gives you the backup, who's prepared to really, who just recognizes what's going on here. With the Hanged Man, I sort of said I felt like maybe you haven't previously been seen. Maybe there is a situation in which, for some of you, this is a general reading, that you are seen and justice is served. I feel that something is radically recognized and honored here. My computer made a noise. How interesting. Now that suddenly made a noise. That's suddenly something, there's a pop-up that I had not planned for. I didn't know. This is the third reading here. I've been sitting with that computer on for a good while now. And up pops something. I think you might receive a message, actually. A message that will help you to become unstuck, or a message that will help you to to cut a cord. I mean, look at the Ace of Swords. This is a beautiful sword with quite a nice smile on its face. Someone who will actually maybe help you to sever some ties, to see life in a hopeful way, to heal something that has been stuck. Maybe it is if you have been, I will voice some various scenarios. I mean, maybe if you have been broken-hearted and this is someone who comes in and sees you, and a part of you that felt that you'd never be seen, that you've always barely just kept your head above the water, you've always had to go it alone, that this can come to an end. New hope found, new possibility. That inner conflict that says it'll never happen for me. The healing beginning, tentatively testing the waters, tentatively coming out of your cave and thinking, or your rabbit hole, and thinking, do you know what, that inner conflict, that inner doubt that we sit with when we go down that rabbit hole of self-doubt. For some of you, that is part of this message. I think something comes along this week. Somebody comes along to assist you. If there is conflict around you right now and you feel that you are being pushed out, someone gets it, they see it from your perspective. If you're feeling isolated, I think for many there is a sense of isolation, of being pushed out, and somebody comes in, or a group of people, you find a place of resonance, or people, most importantly, of resonance. It's a gift. It is interesting how it comes in unexpectedly. There may be an invitation actually coming through, like that message popping up. It may be that an invitation comes through and that takes you out of your own head, that rabbit hole of self-doubt. It's an invitation that says, or an email or a communication that validates your position, and you think, oh wow, you know, I'm not alone in this. If you've been trundling through something in your own head thinking, oh, I'm very much on my own with this, here we go again, and actually someone acknowledges your position here. Let's get some more cards for you, actually, pile 3. I want to follow this through. How does this arrive? Is it a communication? How does it arrive? We have the Tower. Okay, so it's pretty life-changing. It's pretty big. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Swords. Okay, I like this 9 of Swords very much, because even though the 9 of Swords can feel like the dark night of the soul, I feel in this pack we have this little person who's really standing here very fearlessly and looking this gigantic toothed goose in the mouth, literally. That's saying looking a gift horse in the mouth. There's a saying, which means that something unexpected comes. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth or something. It's about not taking an opportunity, I think. Okay. I think there'll be a radical turnaround in something, actually, literally. Something that you thought was very fixed, very stuck, is going to crumble or change, actually. Perspectives will change. Highly likely to be initiated by a someone or a group of people. someone stepping in, taking a hand in something. We're seeing a really positive outcome, but I think you get backup, basically, however this is. So there's many scenarios with the Gibo, the rune of partnership. If you're in a challenging circumstance or a conflict, I think someone steps in and helps you, and they are absolutely behind you 100%. They're very, very clear that you've been pushed out, left out in the cold, and they're not prepared to tolerate any form of injustice anymore, and they are supporting you in this. Okay, if you are alone and have been alone for some time and you're looking for love, but you've wondered like it would never come, I think, and you're sitting inside you with this, in that rabbit hole of self-doubt, it'll never happen to me. I think someone arrives, or you're introduced, or you get an invitation to something that says, you know, and it becomes life-changing. There's all of this hope, this possibility. It's almost like you get the karma back in a good way. The good karma comes back to you. You've done all the crap stuff. Now something good, hopeful can come into your world that can heal. However we look at it, something positive that connects to either a person or more people comes. I think it comes for some of you in the form of a communication, an invitation, but it creates a light at the end of the tunnel. And it changes something. It's a radical turnaround. I mean, the tower, I always think it's got a lot of Pluto energy. It's like the demolition team are coming in. It's time for rebirth. It's time for transformation. It's time to get rid of the old and bring in the new. So however you look at it, this is bringing an unexpected surprise, a gift, something in the form of, I believe, either a person or people to transform your world. Within what area this is, the healing is most needed, is what I'm going to say. Pile 3, this is your reading. It is an honor and privilege to read for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for commenting and for sharing your stories, and thank you to those who give back through the super thanks as well in the comments. Thank you also for liking and sharing, and if you want to make sure you never miss a reading, thank you also for those of you who subscribe. Press the little bell icon as well, so that all of the videos I post come into your stream straight away. Beautiful souls, it is an honor and a privilege to read for you. This feels like a major, fabulous something, turnaround, opening, healing, gift coming to you because you deserve it. Tons of love, Pile 3. I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really, really soon.